stars are all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Well, since Richard's sitting right here, just let me say, good morning, Walnut Creek. Welcome to our Unity of Walnut Creek service. My name is Richard Flanders. No, my name is Don Shaw.
And my name is Danae Liga. Welcome to the service. Today is Birthday Sunday. And if your birthday falls in October, stand so we can recognize you and those online. David Brooks, we're going to sing happy birthday.
Put a mask on.
Put a mask on first, and please raise your hand, and the usher will bring you one if you need it. And thank you for helping to keep everyone safe. Go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Now please join us by turning to the camera and waving to our folks at home. Your presence adds to our spiritual community. Thank you so much for joining us. Couch Church. Couch Church.
Well,
that's what they call it in Maui, Couch Church.
yes.
It is, yes.
So please join me in welcoming our guest musician, the fabulous Karen Smith. Thank you. Joined by Tyler on keyboards, Joey on bass, Dan on drums, and our Unity singers today are Lisa and Diane. Yay! Thank you for sharing your music with us today. A big old mahalo. That's because I just got back from Hawaii. I did say thank you for sharing your music with us today.
Reverend Kristin will deliver.
Keeps me honest.
Reverend Kristin will deliver today's message. And today's message is titled In Praise of Sacred Service.
And before we begin, I invite you to raise your hand if you are going to be the one whose phone goes off during meditation.
And there's David Brooks, who I said hello to on the camera, and they've just walked in.
Well, hello, David.
Hello.
So turn your phones to silent as we enjoy this sacred service together. So let's take, you take a moment.
Okay. We got home really late last night from Maui, so we're like, what? Okay. Let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Ohlone, Bay Miwok, and Yukat's land.
We honor its ancestry and are grateful for those who came before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living, and our vision for the world is we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
Our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. Our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
And if you're here for the first time, we hope you'll feel free to raise your hand so that we might acknowledge you.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for being with
Wonderful.
us.
Thank you. We're so glad to have you with us today. And if you'd like, please visit our bookstore across the patio after the service to receive a welcome packet and a gift. And if you need help receiving this, please have one of the ushers help you. And we also hope you'll stay and meet some of us on the patio after service. We're a very friendly group.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer welcome packets and also in the seat pockets in front of you, and they're for everyone. With this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
We may also share feedback or request information, and please place your card in the basket with the offering. And for those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page on our website.
So please consider comfort levels when hugging each other before or after services. You might say, are we hugging today? Or you might go like this if you don't want to hug, or you might, no, probably wouldn't do that. We do welcome you to socialize on the patio after the service or visit the bookstore.
And our campus is open for on-site classes and groups, and there's lots of sign-up things out there. Masking is optional, although we recommend masking indoors, and it's very important to mask while singing. And we have several activities to highlight this week.
Our volunteer recognition ceremony is today after the 11:30 service. You can see there are blue tablecloths and tables out there and in the community room. So together we will celebrate our wonderful volunteers who have done so much for us, and then we'll be treated to lunch. Please join us if you've volunteered in any way at any time since the beginning of, since 2020, because we're retroactive because COVID had us out of here for a little while.
Yeah. It feels like, yes. Would you like to have more connection and happiness in your life? Heck
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
Join Unity's Midweek Connection in the bookstore this Wednesday at 12:30 and the first and third Wednesday of the month. Bring your lunch, we eat together and enjoy interesting conversation. All are welcome to join this free event, and all the merchandise will be 15% off.
And it really is a very sweet way to mix up your week. Mm-hmm. Would you like to learn how to embrace conflict and follow a process that leads to peacemaking within yourself, your relationships, and outside circumstances? Then you could sign up for one of our 4 study groups today as we read the book, The Eye of the Storm by Gary Simmons. And today is the first day for participant sign-up, so we have 4 different groups out there. Together we'll learn how life, including conflict, doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. On your way to the bookstore to purchase the book, sign up for a group on the patio and send an email to office@unityofwalnutcreek.org.
What kind of feelings do you have when you think about money? Excitement.
I want more of it.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Excitement.
I like having it.
Fear, greed. Dmitry Durankin is offering a unique opportunity to explore the thoughts and emotions you have around money. Join him on October 16th at 2 o'clock for the Money Shower Workshop. This free workshop will help you to create positive changes in your relationship with money.
Do you see those striped tablecloths out there on the patio?
Mm-hmm.
Right there is your opportunity for a great time. You can buy a ticket and sign up to participate in the event, which is our Carnival Fall fundraiser. There are over a dozen incredible play dates, some of which are already getting signed up pretty quickly, put on by talented and creative Unity people. You can go on a backpacking trip, and I overheard Brindley saying that's a backpacking trip for women. That's a 6-mile backpack in there, so
Okay.
that's a backpacking trip for hardy women.
Maybe younger. Okay.
You can enjoy dinner with friends. We're doing a progressive dinner. Shoot some hoops with Casey. Dance the night away. There are a bunch of, too many to name out there. So we pulled out all the stops to make this a fun event. A traveling magic show will perform at the dinner of carnival foods prepared by Unity's men's group. A photographer will create mementos of the night, and pumpkins created by our Unity kids are on sale. Juggling and magic continue throughout the evening, and we finish up with old school DJ spinning tunes and dancing. And because this is Unity, there will be a lot of dancing.
Absolutely.
We will dance.
Please see our website for a full listing, registration, and login information for all of our events. You can also pick up flyers and register for the events in the bookstore.
I'll take a deep breath. As we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath and affirming our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We begin with reading by David Peterson, followed by music, guided meditation, and silence. David?
This is called church. Fills me with clarity by giving up my time in service to manifest the open and pure me. Feeds me with creation, attuned to the peaceful flow, guided into every moment. Making me want to give, create a better me. Coming from church, I drink from a well.
E o mai kai ke mai luna mai e I nā mea huna noia o nā mele E o mai E o mai E o mai, e o mai, ka ike mai luna mai e. I nā mea huna noea o nā mele. E o mai, e o mai, e o mai, e o mai, ka ike mai luna mai e. I nā mea huna noea o nā mele. E o mai, e o mai, e o mai.
allowing this beautiful chant of indigenous elders to seep deeply into our beings. Perhaps you can even hear the sound of the ocean, the breeze, the beauty. Maybe you see the sunlight dancing on the waves or feel it upon your face. As these sacred words are chanted, given over to the One, so that we all may be nourished by them. We breathe in and breathe out. God is, I am. And let whatever is stirring in our souls today to be revealed as Spirit wishes for it to be revealed. To be released if that serves us best. God is, I am. I invite you to take that into the silence. Breathing in, God is. Breathing out, I am. Let's rest there with the One in the quiet. letting this mantra with the breath perhaps even continue throughout our day in the background. God is, I am. God is, I am. Feeling now the energy that comes up through the earth, through the soles of our feet, grounding and rooting us to Mother Earth, and letting our souls be stirred once again with this chant from the people of Hawaii. Sacred in its essence, we receive.
E o mai kai ke mai luna mai e. I nā mea una noi a ona mele. E o mai, e o mai, e o mai. Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me, has me. And where I sing, God is. And where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me, has me. And where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. And where I seek, God is the answer, here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. And where I work, love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. God is, love is, peace is, God is.
Yeah. Oh, I said it in the first service, and I'm just going to say it again. You know, Karen just embodied for us what sacred service looks like, and the band members too. You know, just that it seems effortless, right? When you sing, it looks so effortless, and I'm always so amazed at how beautiful it is and how effortless it looks. So when we are in the divine flow, when we are doing what is ours in that moment, and we are in that sense of heart-centeredness, and it's coming through that portal of our hearts, it flows like that. You know how lovely that is when we're in that creative kind of flow? How beautiful that is? Yeah. Sacred service, Merriam-Webster's dictionary describes as first service as a helpful act or useful labor. And the word sacred, it says, means highly valued or important. And so taken together then, we have sacred service, highly valued and important, helpful acts and useful labor. Service is one of our core values at Unity of Walnut Creek. As you know, we just spoke it together. And I was beginning to wonder how many different folks it takes to bring together the Sunday experience. Two, yeah, right? Good guesses, but you're way off. So, of course, we have staff, not a big staff, but we have staff, really wonderful, hardworking staff, by the way, who do serve with big hearts. So very grateful for them. And today we are also celebrating our volunteers. And so let me just give you an idea of a Sunday. A volunteer posted this service on the website beforehand. Another volunteer created a whole newsletter with upcoming events and a description of the message and who our Sunday featured artist was, and sent that out to everyone yesterday. This morning, early, a volunteer came and swept the walkways and deadheaded the roses. About 8 o'clock, the sound team and the music team showed up to get ready for the music this morning. A little later, the switch came. A little bit later, around the same time, maybe the videographer came so that we could live stream the service to our online audience. Welcome, by the way, all of you. And then there was somebody who was here to greet everybody. Maybe some buddies. I'm not sure how many greeters we had, but they will be joined by others who will usher by passing the baskets and holding the space for our prosperity a little bit later in the service. Somebody volunteered to create the slides and does that every Sunday, and somebody else sitting up here in the front row writes the script every single Sunday for the facilitator, such as himself and his lovely wife next to him, partner next to him, who volunteered as facilitators today. We have prayer chaplains, trained volunteers who are holding space for us, who are available to pray with us after service. Somebody set up the youth ministry room, and I think it was that same person, but might have been another, made the coffee this morning. Another volunteer purchased real coffee cups so we could be more in alignment with Earth Care, and somebody later will wash those. It just goes on, but I'm going to tire us with the rest. Somebody's going to be trained in the bookstore today to be a volunteer, and somebody is on YouTube moderating the chat. Thank you for that. And somebody will be on the patio to help you sign up for a fall study group afterwards, or something else. And another volunteer will help you with carnival signups. Somebody will lock up at the end of the day, and after the service is over, somebody will edit the service and post it online so we can view it afterwards. And that's just Sunday. I said sound. Oh, that's right. Somebody's acting as stage manager to make sure everything flows up here the way it's supposed to, and out there. Yeah, I'm sure I forgot something, some function. Remind me. Yeah, music team, we got it. Mario here to support us all in love. And all of you showed up. You know, that's a kind of participation that we need, because without our participants, we have no ministry. So there's so much giving going on. And later today, well, actually, after the service, we'll take about a 15-minute bio break, and we want to really honor our volunteers, all of our volunteers, everybody who's volunteered in the last 2 years. So come and receive, be appreciated, enjoy some lunch if you have. There are so many ways to choose to engage in sacred service in life. So many ways that maybe we don't even always think of some of the things we do as actually being an act of service. I find that a lot can be gained by even interpersonal relationships to approach those as sacred service. It's a really dynamic place for spiritual practice. Carolyn Mace, the author and spiritual teacher, tells a story in one of her podcasts about a time when she and her brother were at this cafe. And they were right next to these two women. And quickly it became obvious that they were mother and daughter. And partly they knew everything that was going on because the daughter was speaking really loudly and really fast. And she was saying things like, "Mom, do you remember Susie Jones? You will never believe the mess that she has gotten into. Mom, do you know the Stevens? Remember, you know them. They lived right next door to us for a really long time. Yeah, their youngest son, complete train wreck. He's a drug addict. It's just ruining the whole family." And on and on and on the gossip went, loud and fast. Finally, the frail elderly woman said, "I don't know who you're talking about. I don't remember any of these people. And I don't like hearing this kind of stuff." Yeah, right? Amen. And then she reached out and she touched her daughter's hand and she said, "Remind me of what I love. Help me remember what I love." And the daughter took a moment to just register what she had said, completely recalibrate, right, where she was coming from. She sat back, her voice got lower and softer. She began to speak more slowly. And she said, she pointed to her mom's necklace. She said, "You love hearts. You love that heart necklace. Daddy gave it to you on your 50th anniversary. It was your golden anniversary." And then she pointed to the roses on the little cafe table and she said, "You love roses." She said, "You grew roses, beautiful roses." She said, "This cafe right here," she said, "we used to come here every Saturday growing up for breakfast. You love this place. And your grandchildren, you love your grandchildren." She took out pictures and they began to reminisce about some of the kids' events. And Carolyn said the spirit of love was suddenly palpable in the place. It was like fresh air. And she said their faces both shone with love. Help me remember what I love. What a beautiful thing to say to anybody, right? Service is love in action. That's what it is. Service helps us remember who we are, what we love. Service helps us remind the other person who they are and what they love. Service restores a sense of purpose for us on earth as spiritual beings. It reminds us of why we're here. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to be the hands and the feet of the very essence of the divine. I am that. I'm embodying that. I am acting as that. So I can't help but be in service. because I've been given the gift of a human body that can do all these things that a spirit can't. What a gift it is, right? To be embodied on earth and have so much work to do. Right? Next time you worry about all the problems of the world, go, what a gift that I have so much to do. So many opportunities to be God with skin on, so to speak, right? To be the very embodiment of this essence, to be the one who reminds people what they love, to remind them of who they are, to remind ourselves why we're here, why we exist, why we were born into this earth, why our soul said yes, why we are here now. It is for sacred service. That's why we're here. We agreed at some level, at some time, to be here. And wow, how great it is. There are so many things to do. I probably told you this before. I used to get so angry about litter. And then I heard Wayne Dyer say, when you see litter, think, oh, good, an opportunity to clean up. And that has helped me so much. I mean, it takes it from all the meh, meh, meh kind of energy to, wow, what an opportunity for me to go sort the trash. If that person threw it away, they might not have put the recycling and the compost in the right bins. But thanks to Jeff Cushing, one of our great volunteers, we know now exactly where everything goes. Or soon we will know more. He's rolling out a whole program. Yes, thank you, Jeff. Who, by the way, sets up the youth ministry room every Sunday and makes the coffee and cleans it up. Yes, yes, yes. We got to tell him today, because I think he's sitting in the bookstore right now. So where were we? You know, we often talk about love as a two-way street, right? Seems to make sense, right? Your relationship should be a two-way street, right? You've got needs and they've got needs, and we're going to meet each other's needs, and we're going to, do this together, and we divide our burdens, and we, share our joys. But what if we approached it instead as a one-way street? This is my new intention. I was telling a friend about this. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be in that dynamic anymore where there are expectations. I'm just going to be love. Like, be it. Express it, be it. Just keep giving it, giving it, giving it. And it doesn't mean that we don't have conversations, whatever. This is, I'm not talking about being completely unrealistic human being. I'm just talking about, though, the intention, right? To just draw from that energy of love and to just say, this is who I am. I am being love. I get that right now we're a little off. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep beaming the love, being the love. Thinking about how can I bring more love? How can I serve as more of an essence of love in this moment? How can I love myself more in this moment? That's too, right? We don't leave ourselves out of the dynamic or it's not going to work. And so I read recently that St. Teresa actually quoted something about love as a one-way street. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'm on the right track. Mother Teresa, not St. Teresa, Mother Teresa, excuse me. Mother Teresa, who else could we follow, right? In sacred service and love than in an example like that. So since I've decided to do this in a very intentional kind of way, it's been really interesting to notice how it feels. For one thing, it's an enormous relief, right? Because you're not looking around, planning for expectations, how this is, it's just like, oh, no, I'm just showing up as love. It's really simple. It's really simple. It takes out all the complicated dynamics. It's like, just be love. Oh, how great. Just come back to that intention over and over again. And it's so freeing. It's so freeing. So I've also noticed, as many of you probably have, maybe you have, you can tell me, if you've made an intention or commitment to show up a certain way or to focus your spiritual practice in a particular way, and then you get lots of opportunities. You get that? Yeah. So I notice little things are coming up, and it's like, oh, okay, there's another opportunity. There's another opportunity. What it's helping me do is keep my ego work on that task of setting my ego aside over and over again and showing up in that more loving space. So what is your spiritual intention of late? What is your growing edge spiritually? What are you working with right now? Or what is working on you right now, probably more aptly said. And what is the opportunity in that? Because there is a sacred service opportunity in there. And so think about what that, or allow that to bubble up in your own heart, in your own meditation time to see, where am I focusing my energies right now? What will be my intention going forward for the days, weeks, years to come? Who knows how long it will hang with you as your focus? And then what is the sacred service that I'm being called to, or the opportunity that's in there? Maybe it's one and the same, but just kind of letting that kind of bubble up for yourself. The journalist Helen Avery talks about seva in an article I read online. Seva, as some of you might know, is Sanskrit for selfless service. It's considered an essential form of spiritual practice in probably all of the world's religions. The idea of selfless service, right, shows up in most, if not all, of the world's religions. And it's a challenge to serve others with no expectation of outcome. So very similar to what I was talking about earlier about the intention of love. Growing up, when I would hear the term selfless service, I didn't fully understand it because it was usually expressed, when I heard it, about mothers. And I would see these mothers sort of running themselves ragged in sort of a self-sacrifice kind of mode, right? Of putting their needs on the back burner and further on the back burner while their family's needs got met. And so it was a little bit of a confusing concept to me. Like, I don't know that I want to aspire to that self-sacrificial way of being, it just didn't feel quite right. But that's not really what's meant about selfless service. I just misunderstood the concept because the examples given didn't resonate. So selfless service then is really a whole process of self-discovery and honor by getting the small self out of the way. That's the selfless part, right? So while many of us feel drawn to help others, our surface mind or our ego suddenly shows up, drops in, and has a lot to say about that, right? And it can come from all different kinds of angles, but there are things like secret hopes for recognition and acknowledgement. I haven't been acknowledged, so I'm not going to give any more, Or somebody else was acknowledged more than I was, and I was left out of the list, or whatever it may be. Or a longing for others to think better of us. Oh, we want to show everybody our good deeds so that they'll think that we're a really good person. Or comparing our acts of service. This is a favorite game of the ego. And that is the less than more than game, right? I give more than so-and-so, or I give better than so-and-so, or I give less than so-and-so and not as well as so-and-so. And that can just really trip up the mind and really make service a great joy, right? Comparison is the thief of joy, Theodore Roosevelt said. The ego will show up as the judge. I failed or exceeded, I gave too much or I gave too little, whatever. And the ego will show up with lots of shoulds. I should serve. Anybody have that little voice going? I should serve. I should do more. I should be more and so it comes out of this like dutiful, burdensome place. Like, ugh, I should be doing more. But I'm so exhausted, right? That is not what we're headed to here. That's not what we're after, right? We want the joy of the experience of sacred service. And that's what selfless service points us to. When we serve with the essence of seva in mind, of this selfless service in mind, it's actually a purification process that happens. Because the ego is what's standing in the way of our hearts. And so as we address these things, as we come from that inner place, that deeper place, that God place that tells us, gives us the nudge of what is ours to do or how to show up or how to be, then all that stuff starts to break away and get out of our way so that the love can just move through us. So it sounds simple, doesn't it? Not always easy, but it is simple in concept. And it becomes then our practice, and then the heart and our minds, our conscious minds get more exposed to the accessibility of the depths of our hearts, to the deeper desires of our hearts. And we see that our innermost nature is a giving one. That it is natural for us to be kind and giving and cooperative and collaborative and compassionate and forgiving and loving. That's how we're wired. That's who we are in our truth. We just got a bunch of stuff covering up the good sometimes. Sometimes more than others for each of us, and some people more than others, it seems, are carrying around more stuff than others. It's all good, it's all okay, it's all God, and we're all on the journey, right? Martin Luther King said, you don't have to have a college degree or make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. I love this story about Johnny the beggar. Some of you might have heard it before. It's been around for a while. It's a true story. Barbara Glantz spoke at a convention about 3,000 grocery store employees. And about a month later, she gets a call from Johnny. He says, I'm just a bagger at our store, and I have Down syndrome. But I wanted to think of a way that I could serve and make a difference. After your talk, I was inspired. So he says, I've decided I like sayings. And so my dad's going to help me, and we're going to go on the internet every night before work, and I'm going to find a bunch of sayings and quotes that I like, and we're going to cut them out, and I'm going to sign the back of each one. If I don't find ones I like, I'm going to make them up. And he says, and then when I'm bagging people's groceries, I'm going to drop a quote in for the day, and I'm going to tell them, I hope you enjoy my quote today. He said, what do you think, Barbara? She said, I think that's a fabulous idea, Johnny. She gets another call a few weeks later from the store manager. He says, Barbara, you're not going to believe what's happening. She says, what? He said, I was up in my office. You know, they have those offices they can kind of see over the store. And he says, I noticed that one of the lines was 3 times longer than the other lines. And so I went to the back of that line and I said, hey, folks, we've got other registers open. And they said, nope, we're waiting for Johnny's quote. He said, one woman in line told me I used to come here once a week. Now I come 2 or 3 times a week because I want to see the smile on Johnny's face when he drops his quote in. It was contagious, Johnny's service. So somebody who worked in the floral department, who ran the floral department, took up all the broken flowers that she used to toss, and they began to pin them on elderly women who wanted one as they were shopping. And other things like that started happening in the store. And it was just a little, a neighborhood store, and people started to choose to come to that store over the other ones. And it all started because Johnny had an idea to give just a little bbit more in his own way, give his own signature service, so to speak. If we all just thought about one thing we love, it could be so simple. I had a friend that used to just love office supplies, If he was handing out pencils or pens, he would be like the happiest guy in the world. And imagine what other people would get to enjoy, because of it. So it's those kinds of things. It's just, it doesn't have to be rocket science, right? Because it comes from here. Service furthers causes and ideas and values and movements that we believe in because we contribute to them. So we can do what lights us up, or we can do for those places that light us up in whatever ways are needed, right? We show up in those ways. Keeping the light shining for those persons or places or causes or ideas or organizations or teachings and so on. It then allows us to help shine our own divine light and shine theirs further. So life purpose is a little bit different than a sense of purpose. And I think a lot of time, people have told me, actually, when I've given a talk on purpose, they've said, I've been looking for my purpose for my whole life. I still haven't figured it out. There's all this pressure, right? And then it just doesn't feel very good. So that's specific, right? A thing. Some of us come up with our thing, and that's great. And some of us don't have just one thing. But all of us have a sense of purpose. A sense of purpose is how we do what we do. It's the consciousness from which we come in doing what we do, how we serve, how we give, how we work, how we create, how we show up. That's service. That's service with a sense of purpose. And that's really what we're after, really more than anything else. Our co-founder of Unity, Charles Fillmore, puts it this way. He says that the value of all service lies in the spirit in which you serve, and not in the importance or the magnitude of the service. Even the lowliest task or deed is made holy and joyous and prosperous when it is filled with love. That's it, isn't it? That's it. It's how we do, not specifically what we do. Service exposes us to miracles that we would not otherwise witness. Jesus' first big demonstration of his gifts happened with his mother at his side giving him the nudge. He was with Mother Mary at the wedding in Cana. And the couple was running out of wine at the big festive wedding reception, right? And so Mary says, "Son, they're running out of wine." And he says, "What do you want me to do about it?" She says, you know what you can do about it. I always sense that she probably taught him how to do it, but they don't say that in the Bible, but I'm pretty sure Mary knew. Right? And so he goes, "Oh, okay." So he has the servants fill all the bins with water. And then the guests are served the water, but of course we all know now it was transformed into wine, right? But here's the gem in this story about service. The guests never witnessed the miracle. They didn't even know about the miracle. Guess who witnessed it? The servants. And when we serve, we get to witness miracles that nobody else gets to see. We get to see the light in the eyes, the shine on the face, the smile, the aliveness. We get to feel the sense of gratitude, maybe even receive the gratitude. We get to feel the sense of satisfaction when something has come to its fruition and is prospering, or some project has fantastically been completed. Think about that building of our labyrinth that was so magical. And just those kinds of things that we are able to do, we get to witness the miracles that happen all along the way because of our service. And nobody gets to see that except the ones behind the scenes that are giving. That is a really special part of service, witnessing the miracles. In 1 Corinthians 12, the Apostle Paul compares the church to the human body. He says there are all these parts and pieces, and they can't really operate on their own, right? They don't function just by themselves. They're part of this whole system. And the same thing is true in a ministry, right? There's all these people with skills and gifts and backgrounds and ideas and hearts of service and ways to contribute and finances to give and other ways to share and to support. And it is by coming together as a whole system that, just like the human body, something magnificent and beautiful is co-created because of the whole collaborative effort. Did you know that in a flock of geese, that they can fly 70% further than one single goose? It's the flock, it's the changing of leadership, it's the wind beneath their wings that allows them to advance so much further. I wonder, if you haven't yet, if you'd consider joining the flock here. right? The flock of volunteers. So Unity of Walnut Creek, Unity of Walnut Creek can go 70% further, maybe even fly higher because of you, because you said yes. Yeah. Sacred service allows us to embody the divine. It allows us to be the very expression of divine love. Sacred service spreads joy. It gives us a sense of purpose. It allows us to witness everyday miracles and so much more. My very favorite quote on service comes from the poet Tagore. I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy. So let's affirm together this sacred service that we are up to and how it spreads joy. Together, I am spreading joy through sacred service. And so it is.
It is our pleasure to spread joy through sacred service.
Absolutely.
And wow, we're going to need more seats pretty soon. People are joining the flock. Our prayer chaplains are available after this service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. Our prayer chaplains wear the lavender stoles.
Thank you for your service. Whether you have a joy or a concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
And for your convenience, there are a variety of ways to financially give to support this community. In addition to checks and cash, you may download the Give app or scan the QR code on the back of the yellow card that is in the back of each chair, or set up bill pay through your bank. And those of you at home, you may click on the Donate button on the Watch Live page.
I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand. Repeat our affirmation with me. Together, divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Thank you.
How can I serve today? If you know the song, it's a Ricky Byers song, so if you know it, please join. Sweet Spirit, how can I give today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I may understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today? Sweet Spirit, how can I serve today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I can understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where you lead me, I will follow. You lead me, I will go. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Have a great week and congratulations, volunteers.
What was that second part?
Congratulations to the volunteers.
Oh, yes, thank you. All right, here's some more volunteers coming with the goodies. Thank you. Thank you for serving today, Molly and Edna. All right, well, let's multiply our good together through the power of prayer, shall we? That's what we're doing here, you know? This is what we do. We are multiplying the good, quite literally, by praying over it together. So let's send that kind of energy as we bless it. Together, we give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. Loaves and fishes every Sunday here. Yeah, let's bring our kids in.
We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love.
Come join the circle of light.
The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Joanne, and I'm substituting for Michelle today. And this is Sebastian. Yeah.
Hi, Sebastian.
Yeah. And we talked about volunteers today. Yeah. And helpers. And we started talking about angels, because angels around us and helper. But you know what? When you're 5, we found an even better helper to talk about. Superheroes. Very
Nice.
cool. Yeah. So we talked about our superheroes being helpers that are volunteers. Right? Yeah, absolutely. So here, and you hold that one just for a second.
I'm hearing a theme for next year's volunteer appreciation.
And of course, I had to go with Wonder Woman. Okay. So thank you, Sebastian, for coming up with me today. That was very cool. Okay.
We're thrilled that you're here, Sebastian, and you're here, Joanne. Thank you for stepping into service.
Okay.
In yet another way. Let's bless Joanne and Sebastian together. Let's bless them by name since we know their names. Joanne and Sebastian, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. All right. Once again, I just want to remind you, we'll take about a 15-minute break right after service, so everybody has a bio break, and you can go sign up for fall study groups and the carnival and all kinds of great stuff. And then we'll come back in here for our ceremony for the volunteers, followed by lunch. So let's close out with our prayer of protection with yet another volunteer. Susan Monroe is the head of our prayer chaplain program, and she leads us every week in signing both our prayer of protection and our peace song. So let's get to it, shall we? Our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God ever present. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the light and the love and the sacred service on earth right now. So let your light shine. Let's have fun and spread joy.